Hello, Internet Universe. Today, I'm doing a segment called Your Questions Answered, which will hopefully eventually have a better title. For those of you familiar with me from the dress poem, you probably could guess that I am not particularly great at titling things. It's one of the hardest things I have in poetry and slam is coming up with titles. Anyway, today's question comes from LEB9, but also other places as well. What gender pronouns do I use? I don't really have a really particular preference when it comes to pronouns. I guess just not male pronouns. Gender neutral pronouns are awesome. I love the use of they, them, their. But when people call me she and use like other feminine pronouns for me, it's not something that really bothers me. I kind of just tell myself that whenever someone uses a female pronoun for me, I'm subverting whatever it means to be a woman. So that's kind of my stance on it. Personally, what really was the deciding factor for me on whether or not I wanted to go around in my life asking people to use gender-neutral pronouns for me was whether or not I would do that in every facet of my life. And I kind of came to the conclusion that when I went home and had to deal with my family, that wasn't a place where I would probably do that, just because it would create a lot of questions that maybe I don't want to answer all the time. Even though I totally go on stage and talk about all this kind of stuff pretty frequently, and I've been delving more and more in my work into what it means to be queer for me and gender queerness as a topic. So yeah, I guess if you want to use they, them, their for me, that's awesome. I kind of actually like the idea of them being used interchangeably, which wasn't my idea. I have a really good friend and amazing visual artist, Crow, who in their bio, they cycle through pronouns. So Crow's art is great. They have been featured as a raw artist. She made this amazing painting. He's known for doing portraiture, which I thought was a really fun and kitschy way of kind of queering the use of pronouns altogether. I don't think any of us are usually one thing, right? We kind of switch, or at least I kind of identify with some kind of gender fluidity. I definitely don't identify with maleness that much. I feel like personally I mostly just fail at femininity and masculinity, so I'm not really butch, I'm not really femme, I just suck at both of them, which I don't think is a bad thing. Usually when you say you suck at something, people are like, oh, you don't suck, and I'm like, no, it's the queer art of failure sometimes, you know? But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Please feel free, if you share my links, to use them, they, them, their, or to use she, her, that sort of thing. Yeah, and if you have other questions, please follow me on Tumblr and you can ask me there. I'll be trying to answer a question or post a poem every week, so that's the goal, and I hope this was helpful in some way. Yeah, that's all for now. Hopefully these get slightly less awkward over time, or that the awkwardness is maybe charming. I don't know if internet world realizes that in person I am not nearly as well spoken as when I've had a lot of time to prepare a poem. Yeah, so that's me. I'm Joy Young. Please go ahead and follow me over on Tumblr. I'll put a link down in the what's happening underneath YouTube area. And I'll also put a link to this on my Tumblr. So subscribe to me, and I will try to continue answering any questions you have for me, no matter how strangely personal. Alright, have a good day, no matter what day it is.